Ramaphosa is not a Nguni, but the people of South Africa voted for him and made him president. So I don't get the whole point of what this guy is trying to say. Ramaphosa is not a Nguni. Even though, yes, now maybe some people are not happy with Ramaphosa, they want him to step down and things like that. But it's South Africans who voted for Ramaphosa. And I can tell you, Guti, majority of the people who put Ramaphosa in power were Nguni people. When Ramaphosa was elected into power, the MK party didn't even exist. The MK party didn't even exist. So most people who are there, who are making the MK party, as we know with the MK party, there is majority Nguni people. Most of those people were members of the ANC. And they voted for what? For the ANC Ramaphosa, who is not a Nguni. So this whole thing is false. And as South Africans, we shouldn't listen to people like this trying to cause division among us as South Africans.
The truth of the matter is, if Julius Malema was Nguni, he was going to be far compared to where he is now. If Julius Malema was Nguni, he was going to get a lot of votes than what he got now in the general elections. You know, Gunente corner man about Asamanguni. Like when I'm talking about Ngunis, I'm talking about Swatis and Ndebele, Xhosa and Zulu. There's something about us. We want to follow one of our own, and then we feel entitled to South Africa to an extent whereby we want our own people to be the only one that are presidents or that are governing this country. If you can see people that are leaving EFF, I'm not going to talk about the leaders, because the leaders like Abomanyi, Bomzobe, Bomkwebane, we knew they as most people. The only person that we thought is Julius' person but now moved, it's Floyd. And we know his reason why he shifted. We're not going to mention them here. Some of us, we know them. But this is the thing. Like, Amanguni, the members, the ground, KZN, the reason why they moved with Zuma than Julius, it's because Julius and Zuma, they are preaching the same gospel. But Julius is not Nguni and Zuma is Nguni. So for them, Zuma made more sense than Julius Malema. More especially amongst the Nguni tribe, there is a problem again. Guti, there is a specific tribe among the Nguni tribe, which is the Zulu, that feel like they're entitled to lead the whole tribe. You understand? That is why, even though there is Zungula, they preferred not to vote for Zungula and vote for Zuma, because Zungula is not Zulu. Zungula una Xhosa nyana, if you can listen properly. So you understand that thing. That's the problem that we're having. If Julius Malema was Nguni, I'm telling you that man will be far politically. But the main fact that he's not Nguni, it's tough. It's tough. But we have to educate our people so that they can leave this politics of tribes, because it takes the country nowhere. So it's a matter of time. Step by step, they are going to learn, and for sure maybe we are going to achieve something amongst our own, because wow, it's tough. If you're not Nguni, you're not going to lead South Africa. As long as they still KZN, and KZN or Zulus has a lot of people in South Africa compared to any other tribe, you must know that if you're not Zulu, in fact,
Now you see this one is not true. Now this one is pure lies. It's clear now that the EFF are looking for any and every excuse they can use to justify their bad performance in this year's elections. Now they are trying to blame us as the Nguni people of South Africa. Uguti, us as the Nguni people of South Africa, we only want Nguni people to lead the nation. We don't want to support maybe people outside of the Nguni sphere. Now those are pure disgusting lies. Uguti Tina, we don't want a pedi maybe to be in a position of power. We don't want a vendor to be in a position of power. Us as the Nguni people of South Africa, when have we ever said that? Or when have we ever acted in such a way that we hate the pedis or we hate the vendors, those who are not Nguni in this country? Now this is not true. This is not true, and it's things like this that are going to push a bad narrative leading to tribal wars in this country. I mean, what is this? We are all South Africans. We are united in South Africa. We want South Africans to be in positions of power. We are one in South Africa, whether you are Nguni, whether you are Pedi, whether you are Swati, as long as you are a South African citizen, even if you are white, you are colored, if you are a South African citizen, we are one. There's no such thing as Tina, as the Ngunis, the Zulu, the Ndebele, the Xhosa. We don't want Pedis maybe to be in a position of power. Ramaphosa is not a Nguni, but the people of South Africa voted for him and made him president. So I don't get the whole point of what this guy is trying to say. Ramaphosa is not a Nguni. Even though, yes, now maybe some people are not happy with Ramaphosa, they want him to step down and things like that. But it's South Africans who voted for Ramaphosa. And I can tell you, Guti, majority of the people who put Ramaphosa in power were Nguni people. When Ramaphosa was elected into power, the MK party didn't even exist. The MK party didn't even exist. So most people who are there, who are making the MK party, as we know with the MK party, there is majority Nguni people. Most of those people were members of the ANC. And they voted for what? For the ANC Ramaphosa, who is not a Nguni. So this whole thing is false. And as South Africans, we shouldn't listen to people like this trying to cause division among us as South Africans, trying to act as if there's some South Africans, Goonies, who don't love Pedis, who don't love Venda, who don't love Tsongas, everyone who's outside of the Nguni sphere, as I said. Let us not follow these kinds of things. It's going to cause problems here in South Africa. And the EFF should stop pushing things like this, because the EFF knows clearly what led them to perform bad in this year's elections. Let us not act as if they don't even know. They know. They are just trying to make it as if it's someone else's fault. They didn't perform the way they wanted to perform in this year's elections. It's not our fault. It's their own leaders who put them where they are today. It's not the fault of the Nguni people. It's not the fault of people who are not members of the EFF. It's because of Julius Malema in the EFF. I mean, Julius Malema started losing a lot of followers when he started this thing of putting foreigners before South Africa. Maybe he didn't put foreigners before South Africa, but he was acting as if foreigners, maybe we should give them a certain treatment here in South Africa because we are one Africa. You know what I'm talking about. Julius Malema had this kind of attitude. I don't know whether, but now when I listen to him, he's starting to change this attitude in different ways, making it sound as if that's not what he meant. But when he came out with this whole agenda of foreigners, open borders in South Africa, you can see when he was speaking about that thing, he was having the interests of Africa at heart and not the interests of South Africa. That is what pissed off a lot of South Africans. With Julius Malema, when he's speaking like this, okay, we hear what you are saying. We hear all the benefits of that thing you are saying. But why you as a South African are putting other countries here in Africa, other Africans, as a priority on top of South Africa? Why are you doing that? Why can't you be patriotic and actually talk for the people of South Africa, work for the people of South Africa, and let these other countries in Africa speak for themselves? Their leaders must represent their own countries. Why you, as the leader of the EFF in South Africa, want to talk for the whole of Africa when you should be trying to fix issues in South Africa, when you should be focusing on South Africa first before you can focus on the other countries out there? That's what pissed off a lot of South Africans, and then they started losing interest in the EFF because of that thing. Because a lot of people, even myself, I don't want a leader. I wouldn't want a leader or a president in this country, South Africa, who puts South Africa second and puts Africa first. I wouldn't want that kind of leader. I want a leader, Mina, who's going to put South Africa first before he can think about helping other people out there or talking about issues of other countries or whatever that is going on outside of South Africa. He must start by first developing South Africa, focusing on South Africa. All the energy that leader has must be directed towards South Africa. That's the leader that I want. A patriotic leader. Not a leader who acts as if South Africa is just the same as Mozambique. South Africa is just the same as Nigeria. South Africa is just the same as... It's not the same. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about in today's video. I wanted to bring this to your attention so that you can see all these people of the EFF trying to make excuses, trying to blame us as the Nguni people for their downfall. No, that's not what we are going to allow. So tell me on the comment section down below, or what do you think about this. But if you just enjoyed the video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel, and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.